Hey y'all, I appreciate you stopping in and see what it is I'm up to. Life-changing events, life-altering events. What are they? Anything that changes the way you live your life. We've had several um, motor vehicle accidents that have injured us in one way or another. I've had some bike accidents. The accident at the racetrack, the car came into the fence and whatever, and shattered my face, um, broke my neck. I was in the hospital for several months. I had a couple of surgeries. My heart stopped during several of the surgeries. That was a life-changing event. Several other accidents, mess up your back or break your leg or shatter an ankle. A life-changing event. A few years ago, I was diagnosed with congestive heart failure and AFib. I'm not even going to try that word. My tongue gets all twisted, a little spout out on it. Basically, it means that my heart, instead of doing this, occasionally does this. And it needs to be shocked. There, by that. It says BAM! And knocks it back into this. Enlarged heart, not my whole heart. Your heart's normally the size of your fist, divided into 4 chambers. Blood circulates, through it and then through your lungs to get oxygenated and whatever. Um, one of the chambers of my heart is the size of my whole heart. I'm on medication for that. This thing in my chest helps it beat stronger. But that's why I get out of breath when I try climbing stairs or like walking up the beach or whatever. This thing doesn't keep pace with me. It lags behind 20 to 30 seconds sometimes. So if I were to try to run from here to the street, I would make it, but then I would be so out of breath, and by the time the pacemaker caught up, and I'd be breathing hard to try to reoxygenate. Life-changing event. About 4 years ago, give or take, the missus found a small lump in her chest or in her breast. Um, she went to the doctor, and the doctor said, "Well, let's keep an eye on it. We'll watch it for a little while." Maybe that was before that. Maybe it was 5 or 6 years ago that happened. Well, then it started feeling tender. So we went back to the doctor, and the doctor's like, "Well, we'll just keep an eye on it." And we didn't like that. She didn't like that. So we looked around, and we got her hooked up with University of North Florida Shands, a local hospital here in Jacksonville, Florida. Wind. Breeze feels good. I hope it doesn't override my microphone and my camera. Um, so she went to a doctor down there, and he said, "Yeah, let's get you checked out," and sent her over to the breast cancer division or section or whatever. It's got its own floor in this building, and they went in and did a biopsy and came back that yes, it was cancerous. All right, life-changing event. What do we do? Well, the doctors recommended a lumpectomy and possible um, lymph nodectomy, where they take out some of the lymph nodes, depending on what the doctor saw when she got in there. Okay, sounds like a plan. So that's what they did. And when they got in there, and it looked like it had moved down into the lymph nodes. Come on, wind. I really don't want to do this again. I've already done this 3 times. Twice ran the batteries out. And one time I was down at the hospital and it was just too much noise in the background. Where was I? Oh yeah. So they went in, they did the lumpectomy, yada yada, and she ended up doing like 6 months worth of chemo where she lost her hair, 6 or 8 months, and then she did numerous rounds of radiation, and they were fairly certain that they had gotten it all. No guarantee. So that's where we were at. She was on a hormonal pill to fight the cancer. She had to take it every day. And she would go back for treatments or not treatments, but go back to see the doctor and get scans and whatnot several times. Always came out clean. Around September or so of 2016, 8 or 9 months ago, whatever that is, her hip really started bothering her more than usual. Like I said, we've had several accidents. Neither one of us are spring chickens. We have aches and pains. She has one of the injuries from an accident is sciatic nerve in her hip flares up occasionally, and makes it difficult to walk and move. That's what we thought it was. It didn't go away. So we went to the doctor, and the doctor said, well, it's probably just your nerves and whatever, and an old injury. We'll give you some mild painkillers and basically 800 ibuprofen, knock back the swelling and see how you do. Alright, not happy with that, but what can you do? You go ahead and it sounds right. It's something you've been dealing with, so you go ahead and treat it that way. Stupid mosquitoes. This lemon eucalyptus stuff by Repel, use it all the time. It even works on our Florida mosquitoes. It even keeps the babies clean, or mosquitoes. Keeps them from getting bit. It's what I use. It's not a plug. Where was I? Oh yeah. So then, sometime around, I don't remember, about just before Thanksgiving or so, she went to yawn and her jaw popped right up in here. And when it popped, she went numb, her entire jaw. So we went to the doctor. And the doctor said, well, quack, 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 quack. Yeah, we're going to keep an eye on it, and probably just pinched a nerve or something. Okay. A little while later, I don't know, a couple of weeks maybe, just after Thanksgiving, before Christmas, her ear started to hurt. So she went back to the doctor. And the doctor said, whack, 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 whack. Yeah, it's a little red and inflamed. We'll give you some antibiotics. Well, in the meantime, we're trying everything. The peroxide in the ear, the hot oil, the ear candle. Nothing's working. And she's in pain, pain. So, went for another opinion. We went back to the doctor at UNF Shands. And the doctor looked in her ear and he said, it's swollen and inflamed, and you're on some heavy duty antibiotics, and have been. So, let's get an x-ray of this. Alright. So normally, you get an x-ray and they call you back the next day or 2 days later. About a week went by. We finally get a call. Come in to see the doctors. We end up going to see the oncologist because they didn't like what they saw in the x-ray. Well, what do you think it is? We don't know, but we don't like it. So we're going to get you to do a scan, and then we want to do a biopsy on your jaw. Okay, well, this doesn't sound good. Life-changing event. She goes in, she does her scan, and she goes into the doctor going to get a biopsy, which she just had they did a biopsy on her breast. They went in with a needle. Yeah, it's a long needle. They numb you and they go in with a needle and they get, what they need and whatnot. And you go home and, not a major big deal. She goes into the doctor here. They come in, they numb up her jaw. The doctor comes in, reaches in with a scalpel, and he slices her from the back part of her jaw up to the front. Slice that whole mandible, right there, that whole gum. Split it wide open. Then he reaches over, he grabs a cold chisel and a hammer. And with her mouth propped wide open, he goes in there with a chisel and starts banging away, chiseling off a big old chunk of bone. Well, I don't know how big of a chunk of bone, but he chiseled off a chunk of bone, at least one. She wasn't a happy camper. Stitched her all up. She was in pain. Of course, they gave her some pain medicine, but not a happy camper. And then we have to wait. And we waited probably 2 or 3 weeks. And we weren't getting any news. And we'd call, just talk to the people at the front desk. They're like, no, the doctors said that, they're still waiting on the results. Still waiting on the results. Still waiting on the results. Finally, we go back in to see the oncology doctor. Oncologist is a cancer doctor. And they told us, well, the biopsy came back, it's definitely cancer. It's definitely the breast cancer has spread to the bone. But we can't tell if it's hormonal or non-hormonal. I don't know the difference. My nickname is Doc. I'm not a doctor. It has something to do with, one is what her breast cancer was, the other is a mutated state, something. They treat them slightly differently, and there wasn't enough of the sample left to run the test again. All right. So then we started looking at the scan and the chemical that she had taken, and they do this scan and it takes all these layer cuts, and we run through and her jaw lights up like a Christmas tree. It's like bright yellow. Then her shoulders light up, bright yellow. 4 or 5 spots of her spine. There's one about the center of her spine that looks like the whole disc. It's a huge bright yellow spot. And then down into her hip. All that bright yellow is where the cancer is. Life-altering event. What do we do now? Well, we want to run some more tests because we don't know how to attack it. Okay. So they do CAT scans and MRIs and another bone scan and blood work and this and that and something else, and then they want to do another biopsy. Okay. Well, this time they went into her hip from her back with a needle. At least it was a needle. But they started at her back, center of her, just above her tailbone, and went through there and into the back side of the hip joint. And they took a sample. And we waited. And we waited. And again, they couldn't tell from the samples or from the testing whether it was hormonal or non-hormonal. But the doctors all got together again, and they decided that she had been several months without any treatment. Excuse me. They had stopped the hormonal pill when she was first diagnosed because it wasn't doing any good. So she wasn't getting any type of treatment. And the doctor said, well, since we can't tell for sure, we're going to treat it as the worst case. We're going to treat it as non-hormonal and start you on a chemo. If it had been hormonal, they would have given her a larger dosage pill that she would have taken every day. This chemo will also work if it does turn out to have been, or does turn out to be hormonal, but it is more aggressive to attack the non-hormonal. At least that's how I understand it. She'll go every 3 weeks. As long as she can handle being poisoned every 3 weeks with a heavier dose. If she can't handle it, then we'll cut her back. We'll cut the dosage back, and she'll go every week or every other week. So right now we're trying on every 3 weeks. We're going to start Friday. Life-changing event. Now, I'm not putting this video out there to look for condolences and, you know, everybody saying I'm sorry. In fact, I'm going to ask you to not fill up the comments box with those kind of comments. I appreciate the thought. I really do. I would much rather everybody click the thumbs down button, because I don't know how to answer the comments. I don't want to have to deal with the comments. I'm sorry if that sounds rude, but it's like when my sister passed away. People give you condolences. I understand where they're coming from. It didn't help. Having to deal with it, deal with their, you know, with their condolences, didn't help my grief. It made it deeper. I'm not grieving over what's going on now. This is a life-changing event. It's a life-altering event. We will deal with it. She woke up breathing this morning. I woke up breathing this morning. We're going to attack this just like we've done everything else. We're going to take it one day at a time. And not let it get us down. She's been a real trooper through it. Dog, please. So yeah, please don't give me a whole lot of comments about it. Give me a thumbs down. But this is why over the the past couple of months, when I say something about the missus can't eat this, or she I make her just soup because it's all she can handle, or I make the comment about coming back from the doctors or whatever. This is what it's all been about. The medication that she's been on makes her nauseous, or she just doesn't feel like eating, so you have to just get little things in her, or whatever. So that's what all that was about. Um, and I know I've said it before. I appreciate y'all being out there. YouTube has helped me in many, many ways. Pull me out of a deep depression. Got me out doing things. I'm not saying that. What do I want to say? We're not hiding from the fact that the missus has cancer. But I don't need to dwell on it 24/7. I know it's there. We're dealing with it. We will deal with it. It can't be my focus. It can't be her focus. So, because if it is, we're both going to just sit in our rooms and vegetate. That's, you know, that's not living. We need to get out and live. YouTube has pulled me out of that funk. It's gotten me up when I realized, you know, the creativity that I can express easily with a video camera. And then y'all come along and you like what I did. So I go out and I do some more. And you like that and you comment on it. So I think instead of thinking about my heart, or instead of thinking about her cancer, I think about, well, where can I go tomorrow? You know, what can I go in video? Or if I don't think that far ahead, when I'm, you know, maybe I should video this while I'm sitting here doing, you know, whatever it is that I'm doing. And then, you know, I post it online and somebody likes it, or y'all comment. And there's, you know, there's almost 200 of you. I don't know how to address that. That's dog, Panda, get over here. Come on, get away from that gate. Where was I? Yeah, I you know, there's 200 of y'all out there saying, do you enjoy at least one thing that I did? Probably more than one because you subscribed. I don't subscribe to a channel until I've, you know, seen 4 or 5 of their videos and liked them all. So, and then I know that you don't watch every video. I don't watch every video of everybody that I've subscribed. Subscribed to. Try to watch a lot of them, but you know, sometimes they just don't grab me, and I understand that too. But yeah, that's what I mean when I say I appreciate y'all being out there. Just little things like, you know, like this. I can sit here and babble away and tell y'all what's going on. And again, I'm going to ask for your indulgence and, you know, to not actually comment. Just give me a thumbs down. I'm going to stop this before I get too maudlin. I'm already rambling on and on. Excuse me. If you'd like to send me snail mail, a surprise in the mailbox. Doesn't have to be much. A postcard, a rock from wherever you are. Sammy Prepper Bushcraft, Sammy Bushcraft Prepper Australia, whatever it is. Sammy, you know I'm terrible with names. She sent me a bunch of rocks from Australia, and I gave a couple to my grandkid, and he was just mesmerized. And I was like, it's cool. It looks like any other rock, doesn't it? He's like, yeah, but it's from the outback, Pop. So, yeah, little things. It doesn't matter. You know, it's shell. A leaf, do you think is pretty? It doesn't matter. Just a, like I said, just a postcard that says hi. I'll share it. We'll see. But that's what's been happening. Life sucks sometimes. But you have to keep on dealing, keep on getting, keep on keeping on. Yeah, keep on keeping on. And that's what we're doing. We'll keep on keeping on. So, crazy dog. Till I see y'all again. Sláinte, y'all. Bye-bye.